It was a hot summer day when five friends set out on a road trip across the desolate highways of the Southwest. They heard rumors of a haunted hotel deep in the heart of the desert, and they were determined to find it. As they drove, the landscape grew more and more desolate until they were surrounded by nothing but sand and rocks. As the sun began to set, they finally spotted the hotel on the horizon. It looked like something out of a horror movie, with broken windows and boarded up doors. Despite their misgivings, they decided to check it out. As they walked through the dark halls of the hotel, they heard strange noises and felt an eerie presence. The air was thick with the smell of decay and mold, and they could see cobwebs and dust covering every surface. They found themselves in a large room with a piano, and as they approached it, the keys began to play on their own. The friends were terrified, but they couldn't leave. They were drawn to the hotel like moths to a flame. They could not resist. As the night wore on, strange things began to happen. One of the friends disappeared, and as they could hear her screams echoing through the halls, they searched for her but found nothing. Another friend saw a ghostly figure in the mirror, and a third was visited by a demonic presence in his dreams. As dawn approached, they realized that they were trapped in the hotel. The doors were locked and the windows were too high to climb out of. They were running out of water and food, and they knew that they had to escape before it was too late. They decided to split up and search for a way out. One friend climbed to the roof and saw a car in the distance. He shouted for the others to follow him, and they all ran towards the car. As they got closer, they realized that the car was old and rusted, with broken windows and flat tires. It was abandoned, and they were still trapped. Suddenly, they heard a voice calling to them from the darkness. It was a woman's voice, low and raspy, and it seemed to be coming from everywhere at once. They couldn't see anything, but they could feel her presence. She was watching them. The friends were terrified, but they knew that they had to keep moving. They ran down the highway, hoping to find help, but the desert was unforgiving, and soon they were lost and disoriented. They stumbled through the sand, their feet blistered, and their throats parched. They were exhausted and on the brink of collapse when they came across a small gas station. Relieved, they rushed inside and begged the attendant for help, but the attendant just stared at them with cold, dead eyes. He didn't say a word, and they soon realized that he was not alive. He was a ghost, just like the other spirits that haunted the hotel. The friends were trapped in a nightmare, and they knew that they had to escape before it was too late. They ran back to the hotel, hoping to find a way out, but the spirits were waiting for them, and they were determined to keep them trapped forever. As they reached the hotel, they saw a figure in the distance. It was a woman dressed in white with long black hair. She beckoned to them, and they followed her into the hotel. They knew that it was a trap, but they had no choice. As they entered the room, the door slammed shut behind them. The woman disappeared, and they were surrounded by darkness. They could hear the spirits whispering in their ears, telling them to stay and join them forever. But the friends were determined to escape. They huddled together, holding hands, and began to pray. It was the prayer of the Holy Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord be with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. And as they prayed, they felt a warm light growing inside them. Suddenly, the room lit up, and the spirits disappeared. The door opened, and they ran out into the sunlight. They were free. As they drove away from the hotel, they looked back and saw the spirits fading away into the desert. They knew that they had escaped a fate worse than death, and they vowed never to speak of the haunted hotel again. The road trip had turned into a nightmare, but they had survived. They had faced their fears and come out stronger. And as they drove towards the horizon, they knew that they would never forget the horror that they had faced on that long, hot summer night. But they do miss their friend, the friend that disappeared and could never be found. I guess they took their sacrifice.